And I ain't tryna pressure you, just thinking about you. Just know that I ain't going nowhere. I'ma hold your chair, don't go nowhere. And I ain't tryna break you down, but I'm just tryna see you out. If all you wanna be is friends, I'm cool with that. One day at a time. One day at a time. I remember back when I was whipping the Impala. No 9 to 5 independent ish on the dollar. Self-made, all my bills paid tight dollar. Pull up like Superman on Brianna. Those were some good times, no JJ. Phone conversations made me smile like the baby. And every time we hung up. Been a long time coming, man. Been a long time coming. Another good episode of Relationship Talk with G's. You are speaking to the one and only A1G's, and I would like to welcome you to the Guru's house. We are going to get right into it. This is a very important sector for me because, one, I want to thank everyone who joins and watches the broadcast, who drops a like, who drops a comment. Of course, if you don't catch it now, it will always be up. I usually get a lot of after views after I post it up. But I thank everybody that does stop by the page and show some appreciation, like or comment, or reshare. I'm very humble for anybody that I get to speak to. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful, and still got a lot of growing to do. We got a long way to go. So we are going to get right to it tonight. I usually have my bottle of the evening, but thanks to Independence Day, I missed the cutoff time for wine and spirits. So this is what I got for you guys instead. My new little banner. You see this? Wine a little, laugh a lot. Wine a little, laugh a lot. I like that. I seen that today. I'm like, this is pretty neat. This is definitely going to make up for the fact that I have no bottle of the evening tonight. Because you all know I love my wine. So I seen that boosted me up a little bit. So, y'all see the topic. It's right there in the comments. And we're going to have a special guest tonight, as we always do. Y'all see the topic. The topic says, what does a man look for in a woman? We did a forum, as we usually do. And we had a lot of answers, man. We had a lot of feedback, and it's part of my monologue tonight because I got to answer every single one of them, and it brings to a lot of good points that we need to address. And men, don't get me wrong. Y'all may think y'all have your moment now, but this, believe it or not, is a two-way conversation. This is a two-way conversation. This whole week we're going to be covering this. But next week, ladies, it's your turn. Because we're going to school the men and we're going to lay down what a woman is looking for in a man. Because it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. But tonight we're talking about what a man is looking for in a woman. And we're gonna read some of these comments, okay? And I want you guys to pay close attention. Also, give me 1 second here. I'm about to put my earpiece on, so give me a second here. It's going to get blurry for a second, so just give it a second. We're back. So, we're going to go to the comments here, okay? And this was very important to me because we need to know what exactly a man is looking for in a woman. And we're going to go by each one. Okay, we're going to go by each one. And I'm going to zoom in so y'all can actually see. Y'all should be able to hear me loud and clear now that I have my Bluetooth in. Okay, so let's go over the highlights, okay? And I'm going to turn this up on my TV for a little bit. So, the first thing that they said, this answer came from a man, and they said peace of mind. And yes, he wants someone that could be his peace of mind, not his stress machine. Let me make that very clear. A hard-working man. Because a woman is not going to just be a piece to just anybody. She wants a man that's going to be secure in himself and his purpose. A woman doesn't want a man that's doing nothing. She wants a man that if he's not doing something or elevated to where he's at least be trying. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. There's a lot of things out here that you can do to make something of yourself, and at least try. You know what I mean? At least try to strive towards your purpose, because there's a part in that growth to fulfilling your purpose that a woman plays a big part in. Her inspiration to the man, and that's another thing that is a man is looking for. So we're gonna go to each one. So this person said peace of mind. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one right here, this one triggered me right here. This one was answered by a woman, and it just goes to show you can't make this shit up. I said, what does a man look for in a woman? This was answered by a woman, and it said someone they can lie to. Okay, this sounds like somebody to me that's very insecure, has definitely dealt with some past issues in the past, because that is not a man, what a man is looking for in a woman, especially somebody that he would consider one day being his wife. That is not what a man is looking for in a woman. So that was a bad example. Okay. Here's another one right here. What does a man look for in a woman? This answer came by a man, and he said great personality. And I said yes. A man wants a woman with great personality, great charisma, and by personality, someone who can be the best version of themselves. No man wants a woman who is fake. I'm quick to peep that energy. The woman would be boring around her man, but Joe and hype around her friends. We call that fake energy. Okay? Men are simple and appreciate the simple things. What they are not is stupid. Okay? Sometimes a woman will perceive a man in this way and won't even want to hear what he has to say. Especially if it's like an accusation of something that was told to her, and because she entertained the peanut gallery and now she's questioning him. And now she's questioning him. And when he has the opportunity to answer, he doesn't even get a chance to speak because she cuts him off. She just throws him back attitude. They don't even get a chance to sit down and communicate, and that's one of the biggest things that a man is looking for. Men want women that they can communicate with. That's why a lot of men, and I'm telling you, I'm a perfect example of one of my exes in the past. I have no problem talking about my situations because it's just real life. It's a perfect example of why men sometimes, when they get mad and try to reach you for an explanation, that you sit there with this look in your face. You can't say nothing because when you try to say something, that's what they feel like. It's the wrong answer every single time, and you don't even get a chance to give the answer because they cut you off, throw the attitude back, yell at you, curse you out, stuff like that, and the whole time what you're being accused of is something that didn't even happen. So that's what men are looking for, women that they can communicate with you. Okay? Let's go to the next one. What does a man look for in a woman? This person had a perfect example. He said, this was answered by a man, he said, balance of energy, accountability, and be a friend first. Women lack understanding. This is just exactly what I was talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Not all women lack understanding, but these are men that gave their opinion based off of their personal experiences to say, okay, this woman that I dealt with lacked understanding. So women out there, if this shoe fits, wear it. You know what I mean? This is the show for you that's going to tell you like some of the things that men complain about. Because next week, we're going to highlight what a woman is looking for in a man. And I'm going to get a woman over here so she can highlight it for y'all. Because I'm a man. Sometimes we don't know everything a woman is looking for because we can't read their mind. That's another issue that goes on a two-way street. Some women think that we can read their minds. They want us to read their mind like we have x-ray and shit. Let's get back to focus. So I said balance of energy. I literally just said the energy part in my last post. And the biggest part, taking accountability. Why is it so hard for women to admit it when you're wrong? Things men are tired of from women. It's like if you're wrong, you're right. If you're right, you're right. It's just like that's and unfortunately sometimes that actually falls under a double standard. You know what I mean? But that's another thing. The double standards that men are willing to accept. Sometimes when it goes the other way around, women don't accept the double standards that benefit the men. But this is the double standard that we understand. I remember, actually, it was an old school principle. I remember some of your grandparents even told you, grandfather, listen, when a woman is wrong, you ever heard that saying, when a woman is wrong, she's right? Happy wife, happy life. You must unlearn what you have learned. So I said modern day women who do lack understanding is because of negligent ignorance, where they don't want to hear you in the first place. The ones with those attitudes, that was the example that I was giving. The best friend, he wants a best friend, a woman he can be comfortable around to tell things without being scrutinized. Whether it's something personal or whether, again, it's something that you want to know. Sit down and communicate with me. Give him a chance to speak. A lot of men complain that, and I did this in my survey, that they don't get to be heard. Because when they're given the opportunity to speak, you get mad at him and throw a temper tantrum and just run off. You get mad at him. You understand what I'm saying? Runner.
She's a track star. She gon' run away when it...
And you just run. She run away when it gets hard. We can only try to do so much, but to really be back in, you understand what I'm saying? But another problem, and this is why we highlighted this, a lot of people skip those vetting stages, the dating stages. So when you skip all the red flags, you get to issues like this because y'all don't communicate from the rip. This is why I say it's a two-way street. So let's go to the next one. Okay? And I'm going to read it from here. So, it says here, this person says loyalty. Okay? Yes. He wants a woman that is loyal. Someone who is not going to question his every move, especially if you're dealing with a high value man. Everybody don't deal with a high value man, but there's average men out here too. And this is another thing that I said. I'm going to pull this up on my phone because the screen went out. Okay? I'm going to turn this back on. Boom, boom, boom. So, here it is right here. Because I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this word for word so you understand where I'm coming from. Alright, so loyalty. So I said, he wants a woman who is loyal. Someone who is not going to question his every move, especially if you're dealing with a high value man who financially puts you in a position where you don't have to work. Even if he is the average guy, you still come third to him in his purpose. You may be his number one, but you come third to him in his purpose. If he puts the woman before his purpose, all fails. Him, his purpose, and then you. Once he understands himself and his purpose and secures his purpose, he secures the household. So the next one, somebody said, this was answered by a man and said some class. Yes, a man wants a woman who could be in her best femininity. Far too many women nowadays want to be the man in the relationship, all in their masculine. All in the masculine. Men want a woman who is in her best femininity. Try. That's the big word. Try. Try. Just try. This is some of the things that men are looking for. What does a man look for in a woman? Longevity. This is how my answer to it. I say yes. A man wants a woman that is wife material. Not when we date, but when we relationship. Not when we date, but when we relationship. Let me highlight that. Okay? When you are dating, you are not in a relationship. This is the test stage where you're supposed to exercise your trust. Every time you start or try a new partner, you have no choice but to put your trust in them. You have to meet each other. You have to go on those interviews with each other. You have to get to know each other. You got to ask questions about each other. You have to freaking communicate. And this is what people skip. They skip the dating stage, the vetting stages. They want to go straight to a relationship. Oh, all of a sudden they just broke up the next day in their relationship. People don't even date anymore. This is the podcast that I just recently did. Do we even court anymore? 3-course meal, first date, second date, third date. Get to know each other. You understand what I'm saying? When we relationship, we do it with the intent to one day marry. When you date, okay, you are going on an interview. Does a job just take you in on the job? No, they interview you. And some jobs, like I said, they go on the 3-course meal. Some jobs do the phone screening, then they do the phone interview, and then they do the video, the in-person interview. Okay? Y'all not hearing me though, because listen, Guru gonna preach today. Here was another one. This was answered by a man. He said, loyalty. What does a man look for in a woman? He said loyalty with some sluttiness. I had to kind of like tweak his sluttiness part out. We're going to take that out. We're not looking for a woman to be a slut. So, yeah. I don't know what you're looking for, but I tried to answer your question to translate what you were saying. And yeah, we're going to hit the punch on that one because, yeah, we're not looking for sluts. We're looking for wives. Okay? So, yeah, we're going to have to cut that word out. I said not only does a hardworking man, and I do say hardworking man because only the hardworking men deserve this. Not only do they want the characteristics that I highlighted earlier of that loyalty, he wants to come home to someone who he's going to keep that thing ready for him in the best way, in multiple ways possible. Men are natural sex machines. It is okay for women to want to break. Men, you cannot make your girl to have sex all the time. But communicate, clear communication. Some of y'all don't even communicate. That's the problem women has with men. Y'all don't sit down and try to communicate. Go easy a little bit. That's why they be saying like they be tired or stuff like that, and you still trying to make them come on. Keep in mind that you are when you're in the house, you're in the woman's dominion. Y'all not hearing me today, y'all. Y'all not hearing me today. I'm going to preach today. Y'all not hearing me. When you are in the house, you are in the woman's dominion. You control everything from the outside as the man. You bring the peace to home. You bring home the bacon. You bring home your work, your purpose, everything. While she holds everything down in the house. You have to be her peace too. This is a two-way street thing. It takes two to tango on this. So communicate. When it comes to the sex, communicate, okay? Half y'all don't even communicate. That's why men naturally carry as mammals. We can't read your mind. We want you to open up your mouth more and allow us to reciprocate that same energy back. Let us speak. Okay? We're humans. The lions and lionesses, what do? They just do what they do, right? They mate. No questions asked. They want to mate, they mate. We're humans. We can talk. We control when we mate and when we don't mate. Communicate. You get what I'm saying? Communicate. We're not x-ray machines. Next one. This was answered by a woman. She says, LOL, I don't even know anymore. I would hope that they look for someone caring, honest, and real. Yes. Someone who is affectionate, communicate, and be concerned. If you think something is wrong, open your mouth. Men are humans. Woman, if you think something is wrong with your man, open your mouth. Perfect example, when I had Miss Heather from iHeartRadio in here. She had one rule in her house and one rule only. Be happy. If she seen something was wrong, she would pull to the side, whether it was her husband or her kids, would be like, hey, what's wrong? What can we do to make your day better? Natural communicators. Where she didn't just let you go through your day. Now all of a sudden, if you are having a hard day, a long day at work, come home with the attitude. First of all, you bring bad energy into the house, come home with the attitude. But in the same respect, you know, we have our bad days. So if you know and you feel like you have a bad day, what it means is not talk to him, man. That's your rock. You're supposed to pull him to the side and say, like, hey, what's wrong? You cool? You don't seem like you're having a good day today. We look for that in women. So keep that in mind. Next one. This was answered by a woman. She says, a man wants a woman who knows her worth, a bestie who he makes love to. Ooh, I like that answer. God damn. Shout out to you. I love that answer. Yes, by worth, we are referring to the respect that she has for herself. Men are looking for that. They want a woman who care about themselves because men are visual. We want you to take care of yourself. Don't drag yourself out. We want you to look good. Carry yourself. We like that. We like that. And appreciate who you are as you are. A lot of people getting butt jobs and all that stuff like that. Let me tell you something. Boozy Badass said this shit. The natural is coming back. I'm going to say this again. Boozy Badass said this in an interview, and I watched this the other day. Hold up, goddammit. He said natural is coming back. Men are tired of these butt jobs, Dr. Miami. You spend wait, I seen this funny post the other day on somebody's story. It's crazy that you spend $10,000 and then you're coming back to North Philly. Hold up, goddammit. Men can inspire you to physically help yourself too. It's called the key things that men look for in a woman. Fit, friendly, cooperative, and submissive. Okay? Don't do, I mean, a lot of people do it because they're insecure, and that could be another conversation we have, but that's something sensitive too. But the bottom of this is, you know, as you are now, we want you to care about yourself, have that boost of confidence, because that helps with the energy. Because the biggest part that you play as the woman is the inspiration to the man in him and his purpose. And the more his purpose is secure, the more you don't know. You may be able to sit back. You may not have to lift another finger. You may put him in a position but through your inspiration where where a lot of men are successful in their jobs because of the inspiration from their woman. I said it. And he may get so rich one day you may never have to work again. Support that man, especially as a hard working man who's trying. Can't say that for every man, but the men who are out there doing that, support that man. This was an interesting one. Listen to this one. This person said, I said, what does a man look for in a woman? What does a man look for in a woman? This was answered by a woman, and it said his mother. I had a very, very, very long response to that because we got to be really careful when we say that, okay? We got to be very, very careful. Hey Siri, go to Instagram. Go to Instagram. Here we go. So yeah, listen to this real fast because I want y'all to hear the audio what I said. Okay, but we're answering this in a positive light.
We have traditional mothers who had that.
This is my answer to when I said, what does a man look for in a woman? Somebody said their mother. This was my response.
Okay, this was answered by a woman, and we have to be careful how we answer this, because some men weren't raised by their mother. Okay, but we're answering this in a positive light. We have traditional mothers who had that bond and that connection with his son, and treated his mom in a certain way. And by those old school traditional, even grandmothers, they say, the way a man treats his mother is the way he will go about the same way with his wife. And in that light, yes, a man will want a woman that has those same aspirations as his mother. This is a big one because it's a perfect example to show that it starts at home. Your childhood is a big part of your growth as you get towards those pre-adult years, the adolescent stage, when you're in high school and you take everything that you learn from at home and you start practicing those pre-adult skills in high school. Everybody doesn't go to college, but everybody goes to high school. You have to practice your social skills and all stuff like that. And if you lack those things, you have to ask yourself why. You have to ask yourself why. It all starts at how you were raised at home from your mother and from your father, or however your parent, guardian was. But if we're sticking on the topic of his mother, yes, a man in the realm that he had that kind of inspiration and bond with his mother, yeah, he will find those qualities in his wife. If he did not have that, it's simple. Then it's simple. He wants a woman that is the opposite of those things that he experienced in his mother.
Let me highlight that, what I said right there, okay? Men are simple. Either a man is going to want a woman who has the qualities of his mother, and that he will find in his wife. But if he does not have those qualities, the mom don't have those qualities, therefore he went through that childhood where he had to chase for that affection, where he didn't have that. He's going to look for the opposite of those qualities from his mom. Because at that point, what he don't want to find in the wife is his mother. So simple. Let's continue.
Not every mother was an inspiration. Some was the narcissistic, some was the one that had that intention to want to hold you back, didn't give you that love and affection, and he's looking for the opposite. People say that in your childhood that they carry their baggage and treat their partner the same way. No. Some people are very identifiable of what they went through in their childhood with their mom and stuff like that. And as a man, these are the things that he's not looking for in a woman. And a lot of people are identifying that and saying, no more of this. As in, no more of this from the parents. I'm not looking for the same thing in the woman. And sometimes he may have to mold her into the type of person that he's looking for. But as long as she's willing to work with him, that's a bond. And sometimes it's okay. Not sometimes, it is okay to want to know how a man wants to be treated. You ought to want to know. Vice versa. You ought to want to know. I say it's very important to go through those vetting stages so you can learn things about the man, how he grew up and stuff like that. These are things you are supposed to know. A lot of people, far too many people skip the vetting stage, don't know how this man went through what he went through in his childhood at home. Vice versa. This is a two-way street of combo. Y'all have to go through the vetting stages. Y'all gotta get to learn y'all partners. Far too many people consider themselves jump into a relationship and completely skip the red flags that they don't know is coming because y'all didn't go through the vetting dating. Dating does not mean you are in a relationship.
Y'all heard what I just said. Dating does not mean that you're in a relationship. Listen to this. Guru's preaching today. Listen to what I have to say.
You're supposed to date and get to know people.
For example, one of my best friends, she was telling me the other day, okay? This is going to be a 2-part podcast, so y'all jump back on when it comes off. She was telling me the other day that she was dealing with some guy and stuff like that, just dating him and stuff like that. And she said that he seen a passion mark on her neck. I said, hold on, first of all, why you got a passion mark on your neck, number one? Number two, she said that he said, tell that nigga, whoever it is, you know, that don't put a passion mark on your neck. Like, you know what I mean? So she wanted to know, is it okay to have sex with different men while you're dating this guy? It's dating. Now, let me tell you something. Don't tell the man that. If you're dating other people, you're not in a relationship, you're not committed. You're getting to know other people. This is the thing that I was telling about. I think I was on a live with somebody by the name of Tara. Okay? And she said she was a serial dater. Because she didn't want to jump in, and this is a problem. People jump into relationships and don't date. I say it ain't nothing wrong with it. Actually, I spoke with somebody, a man, he goes by the name of Equal. He said he dated multiple women and he made everyone feel like they were the one. Am I saying that is right the way that he did it? We're going to leave that one for the verse. But guess what he did? He was dating. He was the single one. Now, what they do in their endeavors on the woman's end, that's not his business. They accepted his invitation. He went through the vetting. He went through the vetting process. You're supposed to do that so you can get to learn different women. He did it the Flavor Flav style. Your time is up. Had a bunch of bachelorettes lined up. Hey, can't get mad at the man. You know what I mean? He's trying to see which one might be his relationship material. You're supposed to treat everyone like they're the only one. Not saying that you should date multiple women, but it's just dating. So you can't get mad, especially if you know. Now you gotta make it clear that we're dating. But a lot of people don't even understand. They're not even knowledgeable to know that you're supposed to do that. So this is what this program is going to teach you. Guru going to preach.
Just practice this in high school. If you are a lonesome person.
Hold on. This is what I was saying right here. Everybody don't go to college, but everybody goes to high school. So you in your high school, your pre-adult years, your adolescent. We call it the adolescent stage, where you get a little bit of freedom outside of home, right? You're around a bunch of students. You're supposed to exercise your communication. So let's say you're an antisocial adult. You were that way in high school. Well, listen to this.
Antisocial, and if you were like that in your adult phase, 9 times out of 10 you were like that in your adolescent years too. In high school, where you're supposed to practice exercise, where you're around people all day. But ask yourself, it goes deeper than that, because it starts at home. Were you antisocial around your brothers and sisters, or did you lack that love and affection from your mother and didn't know how to give it to other people? As in one word, attention. A little deeper into that this Sunday show. That was a good one.
Alright, we're going to stop right there. Without further ado, this was probably the longest monologue that I did because this is important. And we're going to be talking about this all week. And believe it or not, we're going back live again tomorrow night, and we're going to extend another hour. So we'll be on here until 10. But without further ado, I definitely want to introduce the special guest. She is from Atlanta, and she is a music artist. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the one and only Pac'liyah.
Welcome to the
What's
girl's
up?
house.
You so funny.
You're on Relationship Talk with G's, and I want you to bless the live with a little information about yourself. Tell everybody about yourself.
Okay, what's up, everybody? I'm Pac'liyah. I am a rapper, singer, songwriter. I'm an event host and curator, and just a female boss. I'm a Virgo, and yeah, hmm
Okay.
Pac like Tupac, Pac'liyah.
All right.
hmm
I ain't mad at you. Yeah, boy. So, what do you tell us about some of your current projects? You have some new music out. Tell us about
Well, I'm working on an EP right now, and I just did a new song like literally 2 days ago. But right now, I'm still promoting my Seeing Red cover, my Seeing Green cover that I did for Nicki Minaj, and I'm building up some anticipation for a music video. And I got some more events in the works. I just threw an event like a week or so ago for artists and producers to network and connect. So I'm just putting the pieces together out here.
it. Okay, okay. So give me a second here. I'm gonna send a couple invites back to the Lizard. And I left a piece out that I want to read to you. This was like the biggest message, and this person sent it to me in like in a four message paragraph. So I'm
Mm,
like, I had to save the best one for last because I felt like he nailed it on the freaking nose. And and I want to know what you think about this last one. When they answer my question, he didn't send it to the little question sticker. They send it in a long message in my DM. So it's a homie of mine. His name is Matt. He's like in his late 40s. I want to give you the whole situation, the circumstance, so you understand his position on the message he sent to me. He's been married for years. Okay,
okay. Yeah, I'm
married
sorry. I'm
man.
trying to fix my camera.
No, you good. Married men delivering this message to my question: what does a man look for in a woman? So this is what he said. He said the things that a woman looks for out of her man is really no different than what he looks for out of her. A woman to a man is the same as an antibiotic to an infection. Whatever you are going through, the doctor is hoping that antibiotic make it all better. Whatever is going on in that man's life, he is hoping by adding her to his circle, life will get so much better. All of his good qualities, she brings better out of him. That's the part I was talking about as far as her inspiration to him and his purpose. He said, all of his pain and shortcomings, she helped take that pain away and correct what's wrong. What he don't know how to do, they learn together. Okay? We must always go back to basic math to fully understand this. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 is not 1. If they become a couple, things about your life increase, not decrease. Your partner should never make you feel like you're missing out on something about life. This is another thing that somebody said. Somebody answered my question, what does a man look for in a woman? She said yin yang. I understood that. I felt
Yeah.
that energy when she said that. This is exactly what he's saying when this person said yin yang. She is filling the void for what he lacks. Takes two to tango in that.
Yeah.
So it says we must always go back to basic math to fully understand this. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 is not 1. If they become a couple, things about your life increase, not decrease. Your partner should never make you feel like you're missing out on something about life. His lady helps to create an atmosphere that makes him a better person, and in return makes life better for the both of them. Someone to listen to him and try, the word I kept saying this whole podcast, try to understand him. What he doesn't need is another mother. Hold up, God damn it. I feel like you nailed it on the. He nailed it. This man nailed it on the nose. Now,
Yeah.
with everything, now you had way extended time. I know I kept going. This is the longest I ever did the monologue because this topic is important to me, and we're going to be talking about this all week long. Because next week we're going to talk about what the woman's looking for in a man. Oh shit! So
Yeah.
men, get ready because y'all getting class will be in session. We're gonna come to solutions now. We did all the rambling in all these podcasts. We coming to solutions now. We want answers. You understand what I'm saying? So with that
Yeah.
being said, that you heard and was able to soak in, what do you have for us on the topic?
Okay. I think that's a very broad question. Like, I think different people want different things, of course, but I feel like it's basic, like, characteristics that I feel like anybody should have in a relationship. I feel like men want security, just like a woman wants security. Because men can be insecure too. They like to make it seem like women are very insecure, but men can be very insecure. So they want
Okay.
to feel like, I feel like a man want to be made felt like the man, or
Okay.
I guess somebody got through. But anyways, I feel like a man want to be made felt like a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the head of the house, alpha male. Like he want to be the breadwinner and all that stuff. And then he want to also be secure knowing like he got, his woman or his household on lock, solid foundation and stuff like that. Want to be supported, you know what I'm saying? Like motivated to, like in their career, like you said, they want to be inspired or, dang, my phone vibrating. I'm sorry. But yeah, what else? Sex. They want, I feel like they do be wanting like unlimited sex, like, what I'm saying, from their woman or whatever. What else? I feel like men be wanting a lot. Like that's a long, like, dang,
Now,
man.
here's a key thing. To understand what a man wants in a woman, we have to understand the issues that men have with women. And speaking from a woman's perspective, we're gonna keep it a million on this podcast. What are some of the issues that men complain about women? Women
Men
don't
complain
do
about
this.
everything.
We gotta start somewhere. We're
Men
gonna start
complain about
somewhere.
everything. So you saying what are some things that men complain about with
What are
women?
some of the things that men complain about with women?
Maybe they be feeling like women are too emotional. I feel like
Elaborate on that.
you said, can I elaborate on it? I feel like men are generally not as in tune with their emotions as women. So like it could be a topic that's really bothering a female and she trying to bring it up and a man will feel like it's not that serious or he don't want to talk about it or you know what I'm saying? I feel like they probably feel like women are too sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in situations like that where I was bothered and somebody like didn't take me serious, like unless they thought it was a problem, it wasn't a problem. So I feel like men can sometimes think women are too sensitive, but they're not in tune enough with their emotions, you know what I'm saying? Or in tune enough with their feminine side to understand why a woman would feel how she feel and how to deal with a woman feeling like, emotional or whatever.
Two things that highlight two words that highlight everything that you said. I'm gonna fine tune it, and I'm reading the comments too. Attitude and masculinity. Ooh, they said at the same time that they posted at the same time it came out of my mouth.
Hmm.
Attitude and masculinity. Okay, attitude is the biggest part. It blocks the entire communication process, especially in examples of, let's say, for example, okay, examples of that men got accused of this, that, and the third, because you're dealing with the narcissistic ear that always entertains the peanut gallery, saying
Mm.
your man, I heard your man was doing this, or I heard your man was doing this. So when she try to talk to you about it, you don't even get the answer because she always cut you off with the attitude. I don't want to hear it. The whole time you didn't even do nothing.
That's a example
That's an
of like
example.
that's too much of a specific situation like to put under that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a And I feel like when a woman got an attitude, it's some men, like I said, like they sometimes be having attitudes too. They be too like I feel like a alpha male knows how to deal with a woman in her feelings because the attitude ain't nothing but just emotions being expressed maybe in an angry way, in a sad way, whatever like that. But to be able to break down to the root of why she even got an attitude and to be able to solve it and remain level headed because emotions and acting and attitude and sass, that's a female trait. So I feel like as a man, if you see your girl doing that, I'm not saying it's an excuse, but that doesn't mean you should go do that too. You should know how to either remove yourself from it if you feel like it's unbearable, or be able to deal with it and be able to bring a 10 back down to a 2. Like, you know what I'm
See,
saying?
see, see,
So,
see, see, and this is the problem that we had. This is the problem we having right here.
She's a track star. She gon' run away when it gets hard. She can take
No, no.
what you
That's the problem that we're having right there. You're saying that him running away from it. No, we need to sit. They need to sit down and talk about it.
Okay, yeah, but I said that because every situation is different. I'm not gonna tell you saying something toxic.
Right.
Now I did say if you feel like you can't deal with it, and it's like because sometimes a woman attitude could be just like fucked up, and it don't be called for, and y'all probably just not, you know what I'm saying, in good chemistry. So that's why I said I put that disclaimer. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
So,
do. That's why I said as an alpha male, you should be able to sit down and talk about it and be able to see why there is an attitude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just saying do the dash.
so based off of that, this disclaimer, why do you think? Let's pay backtrack. Why do you think that is that? Why do you think that? How can I say this? Why do you think that is that a man constantly can't get through to the woman? What happened if we backtrack in that phase of the communication? Where did the problem originate from? Where in the phase of that relationship did the problem originate from?
Ask me that question again in the like. Say the beginning part. Like,
Okay, perfect example. Me and you, we're together, right? I have been trying to crack through you and crack through you every single time issue comes in your eyes, and you're trying to talk to me about it, stuff like that, and I can't get through to you because all you have is angry diary of a mad black woman attitude, and I just can't crack through you. This is the example that you gave. I'm just trying to paint it in a more broader view. Where does that originate from?
okay, well, first of all, everybody is different. Some
Right.
people
In
don't
this
even need
example.
to be in a relationship because maybe she got some. If you can't get through to somebody, and you genuinely not doing nothing, then maybe she got inner issues.
Exactly. And the problem that we have in this is that people skip the vetting stages. They don't even go to the dating stages. You have the serial relationshipers where you broke up with your man. I turn around next thing you know, I'm hearing, oh, you in a relationship with some new guy. What happened to you even dating? Like you just a week later, y'all in a relationship again?
I
So
don't
y'all
feel like you
y'all y'all
gotta
y'all
heal
y'all,
after every
y'all avoid the
relationship, though.
y'all avoid the red flags. That's the problem. You don't get
People
to see the
do
red
overlook
flags
red flags. They do overlook
because
red flags.
because you just jump in. You're just saying that y'all in a relationship. Y'all didn't go through the 3-course meal. Date 1, date 2, date 3. Don't have to mean you go to a restaurant. It's together sessions where you're together getting to know each other. You could be chilling in the car smoking. You could be at your crib at a park. Y'all don't go through phases where y'all get to learn about each other before you consider whether this person's relationship material. Does the job just take you into the job, or do they go through the process of getting to interview a stranger?
Well, like I said, I think everybody different because some people do jump in from relationship to relationship because they don't want to be alone. They don't know how to be comfortable with find self happiness and stuff. So some people do hop in and out of relationships and they'll never give themselves a break, or they do move fast in relationships. So I guess it depends on the person. Like I know me personally, I could be by myself for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to just be with somebody. I'm actually the opposite, you know what I'm saying, type shit. But I'd be open to dating and stuff like that. But when I do date, I kind of do like a one-on-one thing. I'm not really a serial dater because my attention can only be spread but so far. So,
Right, and like I said, and I was saying this earlier, you don't have to date multiple people. That's fine. But even if you're dating the one person, it goes down to the same rules, the same science. You're getting to know that person. You're not jumping into a relationship. Listen, if y'all hear this stuff in Philly, just know that it's not gunshots, it's fireworks. In Philly, once the holiday comes where it requires fireworks, they will be playing this shit into 2025.
Well,
So,
since you giving disclaimer, if y'all hear kids, that's my disclaimer.
okay. But so yeah, we're gonna. I know we only got like about like 7 minutes left, but we're not done. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna just hop back onto the live, because I never did a monologue that long. But what I was saying is that yes, okay, yes, it is the lack of going through the dating process, just jumping. Like, she'll be like, for purpose, and one of my friends or former friends, she would be like, oh, she would be like, oh, he's cute. Next thing you know, that they're together. They're just together. They're in a relationship. So now you don't get the times where y'all get to sit down, get to meet each other, and get to learn about your childhood, because that's where it all originates from. It originates from home, not from
Yeah.
your last person you talked to. It from home. You know what I mean? Because I seen a perfect example of something a woman said in a story. She said her daddy always told her, if you ever get in a relationship with a man, don't call him. Because he said that because you should be able to confide in your man. And she said one day she had a flat tire, right? And she's like, okay, flat tire, she'll know how to change the flat. So she called her boyfriend to try to change the flat tire, right? And he didn't know how to change the flat tire. So now she called daddy. Said, Daddy, can you change my flat tire? He said, where's your boyfriend at? Where's your boyfriend? And she said, at that very moment, she knew if I had to call on my daddy for something that should be dependent on my man, she felt like at that phase that was not the man for her. Just an example that she was just giving. Like, to basically say like, okay, let's just say, for example, we don't know exactly what led to that point, but let's just say, for example, how did you not know that this man couldn't do the most simple rescue you in the light of the fire from a flat tire? Because y'all just jump into a relationship and skip the dating phase where y'all don't get the most simple things. Hey, oh, by the way, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite color?
I don't know, like fucking green.
Green. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We're having a session right now. Me and you talking. I'm getting to know you. We're not together. Okay, maybe we could have had this conversation in the restaurant. We could have had this this conversation in the car smoking. But we're getting to that. That's a date. But we're getting to know each other. Learn stuff about each other before we just jump into something and not know what we're getting ourselves into about that person. And a lot of people, what they do is they also reciprocate that same formula and just straight having sex, which makes it even worse, because now you're mixing energies with a person that you don't know about.
Mhm. True.
I'm sorry, I struggled to hit that so
I was
fast.
looking like, what you trying to do?
But all right, but go ahead.
No, I feel you though. I do feel like you should get to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? Then like as far as dating multiple people, I get that. That should be understood. You date multiple people. I don't think it's nothing wrong with dating somebody one on one, saying like, okay, we're dating to see if this gonna go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you should be asking those questions. Y'all should be getting out, hanging out with each other, having common interests. Like, I'm all for the energy. I go off energy too. Like, so I mean, some people just do move a little bit fast, but sometimes that fast shit might work for some people. I know some people that met fast and they lasted. You know what I'm saying? After kind
Hmm.
of fast. So I mean, I guess you never know.
Right,
You
right,
never
right.
know. It's some girls that do the little 3 month rule or whatever, make a guy wait, trying to get to know him, and they still don't work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's some people that find out 12 years later they've been married and now they're not, you know?
But guess what? All right, cool. It didn't work out. But what does it mean? Now it means you can move on to the next person to see if that person is the person for you. And now
Not
what's the whole
always the
point?
case. Not always the case. Sometimes you gotta take a pause in that. Like that's the thing. People think, okay, it didn't work out with this person, on to the next. Like,
No, I'm not saying
nah.
that. No, I'm not saying that jump onto the next person right away. I'm just saying the example that you gave was a good example to say that, okay, you went through those vetting stages to see if this person's relationship material. You're like, okay, this is not going to work. You got to catch those red flags while you went through the vetting stages, and you got to see that this is not going to work. Okay, so cool. You take a break before you go to the next person, but you still went through the phase to see that it wasn't for you. You get what I'm saying? That's the
Yeah.
point I'm trying to say. So now, eventually, whenever you choose to try another person, you already know that you walked out that last one with a clean slate because you knew it wasn't going to work. What you didn't do was just jump into the relationship and not know what you was getting yourself into.
Facts.
So, everybody hop off, hop back on. We're about to hop back on right now. We're on a 2-minute warning.
We are back for part 2. What to do? And we're going to pin a comment here as we invite the guests back to the live. We are back. I appreciate y'all that got to watch, man, because we're going to talk about this all week. And not only that, we are going live again tomorrow night. And it's going to be open for anyone. The call lines are going to be open tomorrow night. Anyone who wants to join the live, I have no problem in doing that. And if you want to join the live tonight, if you want to join the two of us, I have no problem in you doing that as well. Just send a request. We'll get you right on board. So, let's
Are we? Sideways, baby, sideways.
Give me time. Come here.
That cookie look good. What kind of cookie is it?
I don't know. Got hella sprinkles on it.
All right, let me see. Oops. I just got a DM from somebody. Why you keep blowing up? Sorry, this is an automated message like a telemarketer. This message gonna get out to everybody. Now you get that phone call where you get a call about your car's extended warranty and you ain't got no goddamn car. Yeah, boy, this message is gonna get out to everybody tonight. Yeah, boy. All right, so this was part 2 that I wanted to highlight. All right, so this is the one where they I want to fast forward all the way to it because this was an interesting one. All right, so listen to this. So this next person said, what is a man looking for in a woman? And this person said, a return on my investments. I'm going to elaborate what that man said. Listen very carefully. Hold on.
Okay, so what does a man look for in a woman? This question was answered by a man. He said a return on my investments. Let me elaborate on that. Perfect example. If a woman wants to know what's in a man's phone, if he should give you access to his phone, you should give him access to your bank account.
Far too many times, right? For example, right? You want to know what he doing, brown nose, and this and the third. Is he secure him and his purpose? Is his purpose secure in the household? Why do you want to always know what's in the man's phone? Is he checking your phone? Are you checking his phone? This is a two-way street right here, okay? Because you have to be able to trust. You have to put trust, okay? Where there is not initiated trust, there is insecurity. And where there is insecurity, it could come from trauma, dating all the way back to your childhood, back at home, issues that you have not got over at that point. You should have already been seeing some form of therapist instead of jumping into a relationship and bringing that baggage to that, or it may be a guilty conscience of what you are doing. Listen to this.
Far too many men, hardworking men, that hold it down, let's elaborate, still deal with a woman that's attitude, questions everything, his moves or something like that. Yet he's put you in a position where you can live a lavish lifestyle. Now, unappreciative and is saying, that's not enough. I'm sorry, your average woman, just like he is, the average woman, is nothing wrong with having an average man.
Do you agree with that? There's nothing wrong with the average woman having an average man. That's the reality. That's the reality. I'm an average man. I am part of the average man. Out of financial class, one day I'm going to hit that 6 figures, and I'm a hardworking man. I don't work a 9 to 5. Everything I do, I'm a 7 days a week working, independent, hardworking man. But I ain't rich, but I'm a hardworking man. You know what I mean? And one day, you know what I mean? It's not a law to be in a relationship. Let's make that clear. You know what I'm saying? But being conscious of the things that it takes to make a realistic relationship. You want to? I want people to start being more open about that. Listen to this.
What does he want from a? Ask yourself that question.
Far too many women say they want this, that, and a third from a man, but things that an average man, and in most cases, things that an average man can't provide. So this is where we had the high value man conversation. The kind of caliber, this is something Kevin Samuels said, the kind of caliber of man that you want, what does he want from the woman? When you ask yourself, when you flip that question back around, exactly. The kind of man you want, what does he want? They always think about what they want, but they don't think about what you want. You got to be realistic.
Listen. A high value man made a lot of money, but ask yourself, the kind of caliber of man that you want, Kevin Samuels said this far too many times, what does he want from a woman? What he don't want is you. But a lot of women will take that to an offense and understand that it's okay being average. What's wrong with having an average, hard-working man? What's wrong with that? Y'all want a Disney fantasy. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Let's just highlight that part.
I do feel like the media has sold the average woman a dream. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants somebody that's gonna buy them a Birkin and shit, and that's just not realistic. You know what I'm saying? But then again, all these men, they be wanting the Instagram looking girl and all that stuff too. So I feel like everybody in this falls to reality. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, you're not even in the same environment or tax bracket as these people, people that y'all listing for. So I mean, I
Perfect.
do, huh?
No, go ahead. So you do.
I'm about to say, so I do agree with that. There's nothing wrong with now there's nothing wrong with wanting a high value man, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, and or woman. But I do think people should be more realistic because also, like you said, like what's okay, well, if you want that, what type of person are you and what do you have to bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of people kind of looking for like a little Captain Saver situation. You know what
Once,
I'm saying?
right. For example, once people realize that once people realize that you're in that you're not in, let me say, Buckhead, okay, or not in the Bay Area, or right. Once you realize that you're not in once you realize where you're at right now, that's the only way you can move forward. And I'm talking about with yourself because it starts with you. Far too many people, you can have a dream and a goal and an aspiration of Disneyland or of the promised land, but you got to realize that you're here so you can climb to here. Because, and this is what I'm talking about when we talk about taking risk. You got to realize where you're at so you can climb to here. And while you're climbing to here, this is going to happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to fail. And this is what I say in relationships. You have to learn how to trust. You have to trust. You're going to have failures in your relationships, obstacles. But in order to win, you have to learn what it's like to fail. And when you come across an obstacle, because nothing's going to be peaches and cream, you have to be able to sit down and reciprocate the communication back and forth from each other. Everything
Yeah.
comes down to communication. When you come across a problem, because you will come across an issue, sit down and communicate. When you first meet the person, this is how you save all that. Sit down, communicate. This is how you get to learn about all the stuff about this person, stuff like that. So you avoid certain things. And this is what it goes back to. It's literally a watch, rinse, repeat process. Everything that we're saying, it's a watch, rinse, or repeat. If you realize it's the same schematics. If you skip the dating process, this is where it goes back to what I was saying. You skip that process, now you don't realize what you're walking into. This is why people walk into those problems over and over again. So it's literally a watch and repeat reason. Watch, rinse, and repeat. It's the same cycle.
I agree.
Let's hear this part.
Yeah.
All right. So this person, it says, what is a man? Now I'm just reading you some of the new answers while I'm on the line with you. What does a man look for a woman? This came from a woman. She said pussy. I said, of
Everybody gonna
course.
say that. Yeah.
A hardworking man should get it. You're damn right. And you'd be crazy not to expect that. Because if you shut off a man sexually, men are simple. He'll get it from someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell when this person said that, they said that sarcastically. I could tell. That's why I answered it that way. You're damn right. Men are more sexually driven than women are.
They are.
It's in our nature. This is where we have the problem. This is where the problem comes with men. This is where the problem, men, listen, this is where the problem comes about you. When you have the woman that is doing what she's supposed to do in a relationship and she wants a break, let her take a break. You can't make somebody just keep having sex. Put your fucking dick away. Put it away. She don't want that all the time. If she tired, if a woman tells you she tired, you better leave her the fuck alone. Leave her alone for that night. Actually, sometimes when you pull yourself back away from the sex for a few days, stuff like that, she may be so energy driven, she might hop on you like a motherfucking jackrabbit. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's ways to it, man. All right, what's next? This person said, I have no idea. I'd love to know because I definitely don't know with my single self enlighten me. I said, check all the previous answers. You have been enlightened, and I did this.
Mm.
So the next one says, this is what I was talking about. What does a man look for in a woman? So I'm gonna let you answer this next one. This answer came from a woman, and she said, balance, yin and yang. Listen to what I said to this.
Let me elaborate on this. This answer came from a woman. A woman who can fill the gaps where he has not. Balance. This is what you're referring to by yin and yang, yes. Filling the gaps where he has not or cannot.
I believe you said this earlier. Your inspiration is the biggest part. You helping him fill in the voids that he lacks. Fill it in the voids that the man lacks. What he does not have, you are supposed to fill in. What you don't have, he's supposed to fill in. The yin and the yang.
Yeah.
Energy.
Energy.
And mentally. Where does it all start? Communicate. Everything goes back down to communicate. To establish what kind of balance that you need to provide to fill the voids from another person. This is part of the process of being his inspiration. And I say this far too many times.
Okay. How do you feel about that one?
I agree about the yin and the yang and filling in the gaps where somebody lack. Like, because if they're not adding to you, they, obviously taking away or wasting your time, like draining you. So I mean,
Elaborate with you.
Oh, exactly. And this gentleman Matt was saying about when he says, we if they don't become a couple things about your if they don't become a couple things about your life increase, not decrease. Your partner should never make you feel like you're missing out on something, because they're supposed to fill that void where you lack. It takes two to tango. And this is I highlighted a lot of this in a previous podcast I call "It Takes Two to Make a Relationship," and we spoke
Miss,
with
he
a
wants you to read his answer.
He says, "Read my answer." Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. We get into that.
Okay. Because
As a matter of fact, your answer actually have yours at the end.
when I think of stability, I feel like that's something that a woman is looking for in a man. Stability. What's the stability? His purpose. And when a man's purpose is fulfilled, people.
Actually, we're gonna find his answer right now, because while we're talking about this, his answer may have direct relation to what we just previously touched on. So let me get his answer real fast. Just give me like 2 seconds, please. Yep, it's in the comment section right here. He said, it's really about the balance of energy. Men want you to take accountability. What I lack, you should have, vice versa. Exactly.
Yeah.
Simply put, it's exactly what he said. This person said, this answer came from a woman. She said, stability 2022. I was trying to figure out what she meant by that. And when I started thinking about it, I'm like, okay, this is a good answer. So this is what I said this.
Okay. Because when I think of stability, I feel like that's something that a woman is looking for in a man. Stability. What's the stability? His purpose. And when a man's purpose is fulfilled, he holds out. But if you're talking,
I said when his purpose is fulfilled, it cut off. When his purpose is fulfilled, his purpose holds down the household. For example, let's say we're in a perfect situation where you don't work. Okay, you're the stay-at-home wife. It doesn't have to be like that, but in this example, you're the stay-at-home wife, right? Everything that you carry the household from the inside. When I step home, I'm in your dominion. My job in this example is for me to fulfill my purpose. My purpose is my grind, my hustle, me bringing home the bacon, make sure everything is taken care of from the outside to secure the inside, the bills, this, that, and the third. Everything from the outside work, while you fulfill everything from the inside. And however you need to help him as he gets to his purpose or is maintaining his purpose, you are supposed to constantly be his inspiration so he can reach new heights of his purpose and sustain his purpose. Purpose and duty is different.
I agree.
I agree with that too. And as a matter of fact, I definitely would like to get somebody on live. So if you actually want to jump on a live and put your 2 cents in, I definitely would love for you to come on, because you made a lot of good points when I was reading some of the comments.
Men, if you call this out the wrong way, you beta. A man holds it down from the outside. A woman holds it down from the inside. When you're in the house, you are in her space. If you're the man on the outside, you in the purpose, you're out in the field, you're bringing home the bacon. He's securing everything from the outside for the house, while she's holding everything down inside the house, literally inside the house. So when you come home from your day of work and you're there, you're in her space. So He looks for that stability in a woman in that aspect. So this is a message that also say to the men: when you come home, you know what I mean. She's there all day holding you down and help.
Hold on. You listen to this. This is the part. This is the part right here that I was getting ready to tell you that the men need to understand about the woman. Listen to this.
She wants the man that can come home and be her peace too. Man, you gotta cut your fucking attitude too, because y'all be having attitude worse than a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to how I broke down woman in the word bitch. Listen to this.
When I say a bitch has an attitude, because I'm separate, and I'm literally separating the word woman and bitch, because it be the ones having unnecessary attitudes, unnecessary ones, out of things that should not be, creating problems.
Meaning you're getting mad over basically you're creating a lump of clay from out of air. Meaning you're creating a situation, a problem where there is no problem. So that's what I meant by that. But how you doing? Just brought somebody new to the live. I'm glad to have you on, man. It's my first time speaking with you. Introduce yourself. I'm glad to have you on.
What's up? What's up? What's happening?
Oh, I'm trying to close this out. Let me close this out. Go ahead. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes, good evening. What's up? I'm Trey. Yeah. Yeah, you sent me your live quite a few times, so I tend to try to catch up on this, see what you're talking about.
Gotcha. So we're basically highlighting, basically pretty much what's in the topic. So what are the things that a man are looking for in a woman? What are the things a man look for in a woman? And I read a lot of the answers in my monologue, and we detailed each and every answer to actually solidify those things that a man look for a woman. Because we're coming down to we're not just reading everything that's on the shelf. We're actually reading the answers and solutions as to basically, hey, look, this is the time we're telling you this is what we're looking for. And we're going to do the same thing next week when we highlight what a woman is looking for in a man. So I definitely wanted you to highlight what you were saying when you said purpose and duty are two different things.
All right, so man's purpose is his own goals, is what his task is. It's his vision, that the things that he wants to accomplish. A duty is to the woman that he chooses. His duty is to protect and to provide. That's just how it's always been across the board. A purpose is his own goal, has nothing to do with the person that he's dealing with in a relationship. Now his duty as a man is to take care of her. Difference.
That's right. That's right. How do you feel about that, Leah?
Like he hit it right on the head. Man got to do what a man got to do. You got to fulfill your. I feel like some men don't even feel like they can get in a relationship until they feel like they got their purpose on lock. You know what I'm saying? Like until they feel like they more established and stuff like that. So I mean, I agree with him.
100%. 100%. And you kind of answered the next question I was about the ex. So yes, he understands, and he's learning what his purpose is, but he knows what his duty is. But in order to fulfill his purpose, what is it that, because we're talking about what he's looking for in the woman, what is he looking for in the woman in order to fulfill his purpose, in order to help him fulfill his purpose? What is he looking for in a woman? What is the requirement that he's looking for in a woman? What is that part?
The requirement of the woman is to give him peace of mind. It's that simple.
Exactly.
That's it. It's real simple. Because we're
Exactly.
very simple creatures.
Exactly. Her inspiration to him. Her inspiration. That's exactly what it is. And far too many times we have a lot of relationships, and I'm talking about based off of the survey I did. I surveyed 30 men. Every time I do a live, I always survey 30 men, 30 women, X amount. So, and this is what a lot of these men said. Well, far too many times, they come home, from a hard working day, and we're talking about that. 10 of these men that I spoke to, their woman not even working at all. They're stay-at-home moms. They come home. They come home to attitude because some way somehow this one example, she just happened to know this coworker, stuff like that. They keep a tabs on him, or she has another man there that was a coworker. He's telling her stuff like that, and she just listening to it all because he want to get in her pants and stuff like that. I think her thing is circulating, but you know what I mean. Like, instead of actually sitting down amongst each other, you come home to each other. They forget that part, and communicating with each other and say, "Hey, what happened here? Where did we go wrong? Let's backtrace." Hold on one second. I think her thing went out. But yeah, just until she can hop back in. All right, I just think I just sent her an invite.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. All right. So, did you hear the last part I said?
What was it?
Okay. So, we were saying that what is it that a man is looking for in the woman to help him fulfill his purpose? And basically, the answer that we said was peace of mind. Peace of mind. Her inspiration to him. So that's pretty much what we summed it up as. I did a good job because I usually can't give a short answer the long-winded speech that I just gave. Let's highlight on the next one because we want to answer everybody's comments. They asked me, hey, is my answers going to be on the show? Yes. So let's go back to here. Okay. Go back. Okay. Yin Yang, 22. And I read the last one. Okay. Oh, somebody. This answer came from. A man, and they said drive, ambition, compassion, motherly instinct, pure heart, affectionate, and healthy. Drive, ambition, compassion, motherly instinct, pure heart, affectionate, and healthy. Let's highlight this, the first part. Drive, ambition, and compassion. What do you think that they meant by that when he said drive and ambition? Let's talk about those two things. The drive and ambition.
Drive and ambition. I feel like nobody want to be with somebody who's not going anywhere or like complacent or stagnant. Or if you're a person who is trying to go somewhere, you don't want to be with somebody who's not adding to that, who don't like further you, better your drive, push you to go further. Even if they don't have that same ambition, they supporting you and yours. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that balance, that support system. Everybody needs a support system.
Right. What did he mean by that when he said motherly instinct?
The caretaking, nurturing side, like not being his mom, but being able to fulfill a household. You know what I'm saying? Like to
Right.
keep a household together.
Right. And that part goes down to what her duties.
Yeah.
Right. So and it's crazy. Before I read this long one right here, before I read this one, remember the long paragraph one,
Wow.
where he hit it on the nose. That was all in the end. Before I read that, somebody said mother in here. I said, what does a man look for a woman? His mother. And I said, we have to be careful on how we answer that. He's looking for the positive characteristics for mother. He's not looking for somebody that's going to be his mother. Perfect example. When I was 22, and Damn, I can't believe I could say when I was 22. Keep in mind, I'm 29. So when I was 22, okay, I was dating an older woman. She was 40 at the time. It was the only older
Mm.
woman that I dated. And I learned a lot from her and from a woman that was, when you're at that age, you kind of like get set in your ways.
Yeah.
And you know the saying, like, you don't know what a person's like until you live with them.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a living relationship. And it got to the point where it started to feel like she was acting like my mother. And it
Yeah.
wasn't a
Ew.
good feeling because she was, if you think about it,
She was old
kind of
enough
old
to be
enough to
your
be my
mom.
mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just give an example. Men are looking for women that has those good qualities that his mother had or his grandmother
Yeah.
had. If they did not have that, it's simple. He's looking for a woman that is the opposite of those qualities because at that point he is not looking for somebody who's trying to be his mother.
Yeah.
Because a
True.
mom could whoop your ass and all that shit like that. Mom was, like that was the most masculine part. Throwing the iron, the shoe, all that stuff like that. He's not looking for somebody to be all in the masculine.
Yeah.
You like how I twisted that in there? Yeah. So the next part, pure heart. Motherly instinct, not your mother, but pure heart. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Somebody who's wholehearted, somebody who's
Genuine.
genuine,
Yeah.
right? Affectionate. That all goes part of the pure-hearted. This is a big one. This is a big one. What do they mean? What does a man mean when they say healthy? What does a man look for a woman? He said healthy. What did he mean by that?
A healthy woman, I guess, a woman who take care of herself. But I think what he really meant was like just cleanliness. You know what I'm saying? Because healthy, I don't think he just necessarily, oh, I want her to be eating vegan and stuff like that. But a woman with good hygiene who clean up like her house is in order. I think that's kind of what he meant by healthy. Like she might do eat right or like, make sure she drink her water, keep her pH balance intact. I think that's what he mean by healthy, like good vaginal health and like cleanliness. I think that's what he means.
What I
Because I don't think
thought
he'll be mad if she eat chicken nuggets.
what I thought he meant by that was I looked at it on a more broader scale. What I felt like that he meant by that was
Mental health.
mentally,
I love that. Mental health. True. True.
because you know what I mean. Yeah, a man like a woman that's fit. You know what I mean. Because perfect example. If you put yourself next to, if you put who can I say, Beyonce next to K Michelle, who would you pick?
I'm sorry, I'm in love with
Wait,
Beyonce.
bad example. Let me change that. If you put K Michelle next to Kelly Rowland, who would you pick?
Kelly Rowland.
Okay, if you put K Michelle next to Rihanna, who would you pick?
Why we keep using K Michelle?
I'm gonna explain to you why.
Okay, Rihanna.
Okay, why do you think I said that?
Cause K Michelle known for being crazy.
Not because she's known for being crazy. I'm talking about healthy. Men are looking for women who are natural. Natural is coming back. Now I
I
can't go.
heard.
I can't go so deep into why she did that because that really comes into a matter of her, how she feels about herself, her security within herself, and that's another day, another conversation. What I don't like is how all the detractors came in and judging her on what she did. If she did that as a confidence booster because she wanted to make herself feel beautiful, fine. But what I will tell you is this: what all those naysayers and detractors don't have on her best, on their worst day, is her fit. And she was already fit before she did what she did. She was already beautiful before she did what she did. And people still talk shit. They were talking shit before then, and they're still talking shit now. That's why you don't pay attention to naysayers. People that always got something to say. Those people will never have the amount of money. They can't even blink the amount of money that's on her bank account. So shout out to you, K. Michelle, because you still shitting on them. Anyway, so when we talk about healthy, it's a lot of ways that you can express that word healthy. So yeah, mental awareness, okay, and that's the biggest part about it. It kind of realms everything together, because he wants a woman that feels confident. This is what I went about saying earlier. A woman that is confident in herself. You know what I mean? Because that energy, how you feel about yourself, that energy is reciprocated in the relationship, back and forth. That energy. This is what we're talking about as far as this also goes part of the yin and the yang and stuff like that. Why are you upset? Why are you having a bad day? You don't have to have a bad day. Let's sit down and talk about it. What's wrong, baby? What happened today? You all right? You okay? You don't seem like you're having a good day today. What happened?
Yeah, most people don't do that.
No, they don't. Let's go back. These were 3 answers. 2 answers left. One person said looking for polite, respectful, and care. Polite, respectful, and care. What do you think they meant by that?
What I feel like they meant by that.
This was answered by a man, by the way.
Oh, see, that make it even more polite and respectful. I feel like they got more words behind those words. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they don't want somebody who they
Open
feel
up.
is too rowdy or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just saying you don't want nobody who is gonna challenge you. Like, you don't want an alpha female. Like, that's what that sound like. And you want to be taken care of, and you want a yes woman. That's what that sound like to me. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Cause polite and respectful, like that. Come on, like
Hold up,
that's
goddammit. That was a major key right there.
yeah.
They are not looking for an alpha flipping female. They want to wear the pants in a relationship. And the problem that we have, and this is gonna flip, this is gonna backfire, men, because we are in a situation nowadays where a lot of men, there's a lot of alpha males out here, where they feel like that they have to be that way. But where did that start? That started from you saying, oh, this man ain't shit. He don't do nothing. You picked him. This is why I say relationships are reflective. Don't complain about a man that you pick. Women control access to sex. Men control access to relationships. He gave you the invitation and you accepted it. Whether you went through the vetting process, that's even worse if you went through the vetting process and you still disregarded the red flags. That's even worse. Don't complain about somebody you picked. Relationships are reflective. It's a two-way street. Let's go to the next one. They said cleanliness, prayer type, sexy, be yourself, supportive, and respectful. What do you think they mean about the cleanliness? Let's highlight that.
I mean, I guess that's what I said earlier, like hygienic and like clean up around the house. I think that's what he mean. Like
Pretty
a
straightforward,
woman
right?
who keep herself up, yeah, keep yourself up and you keep your environment up. I don't think nobody want nobody that's nasty, but especially a nasty woman is like yikes. And then that don't mean she gotta be your maid though. But I feel like that's what he kind of mean.
Remember what Cardi B said? She don't clean up. She don't clean
Yeah.
up. Remember that video that Offset did? He was like, she said she don't clean up. Look at her. I'm not using that to say anything, but I'm just saying, like, it just goes to the example that I'm gonna get a little off topic here when I say this, but people, this is a perfect example where the internet public figures are looked at as idols and the standard of what they're actually not doing when they go home to their man. Perfect example. Remember that song Beyonce said, all the single ladies, but she going home to her husband.
Mhm. That's always the case. It's entertainment.
Right. They're selling your books, downsizing, downplaying the men and stuff like that about, like the angry woman and stuff like that and what men did to them. They be doing this stuff back since Color Purple. And and they selling you their books and stuff like that. You're buying them, stuff like that. Portraying the image of what should be the actual opposite. So back to focus on the topic. So cleanliness. He's looking for someone who can be clean within themselves. We're not talking about spiritually. I think it's pretty clear that they literally meant cleanliness. Let's talk about the next one. This one was interesting. I didn't get this answer from nobody else. This person said prayer type. Prayer type. What do you think they meant by that?
I guess he might be a Christian and he wants somebody who's spiritually grounded. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say he a Christian, but when people say prayer, it made me think of that. But I guess he wants somebody who's spiritually like, like on their journey and believing in something.
Right.
'Cause I don't want to say Christian because I'm not a Christian, so I ain't gonna say Christian, but that's what it
Right.
sounds like.
And to each his own, and to each individual man his requirement. And there's somebody for everybody.
Yeah.
Sexy love, better things you do. Keep me sprung, keep me running back to you. She's a runner, she's a track star.
Oh gosh.
Sexy. What do you mean by that?
I guess somebody he's attracted to, I ain't gonna say what sexy means or what that looks like, but somebody who he feels is attractive.
Why? Why do you say that? Men are what?
What?
Starts with a V. Visual. Men are visual. The first thing they see is how you look.
Yeah.
They don't care about your money. They don't care about your education. The first thing they see is how you look, the attraction.
Yeah.
The attraction. What's the first thing they think about when they see how you look and they're attracted? What's the first thing they see that? Perfect example in Philly. Growing up, remember they used to say, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me, hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me.
Yeah.
What they used to do in that passenger seat of the car, roll down the window, they try to holler at you. They like, yeah. The attraction. The first thing they see you look good, you got a fat ass. The attraction. What's the first thing you think about? Sex. They're not thinking about relationship, they're about sex. But what's the point of what I'm saying? The attraction. Men are visual. They want somebody who look good. And that's what he meant by when they say sexy. Let's highlight the next thing. When they say, what does a man look for a woman? He said, be yourself. What did he mean by that?
Somebody who probably isn't, I feel like in this day and age, everybody's so, like I said, warped by social media. Somebody who unapologetically themselves without trying to meet some fake society standards, social standards. That's what I feel like he means.
A man
like
is
somebody
not...
who just not, they're not like a meme on Instagram. Like they're not just going for everything, something like that.
A man is not looking for a Beyonce, a Cardi B, a Nicki Minaj. They all look good visually. Everybody will want to probably bust their bubble, something like that. But they're not looking for them. Think about all these people who get butt jobs done and stuff like that, and all that famous celebrities stuff like that. They look good,
Yeah.
but do some of these people have a man? No, they do not.
Nah.
They don't. They don't. They're looking for somebody who. They're looking for a woman who could be the best version of themselves. The best version of themselves. That's what a man really wants. He don't want a Nicki Minaj. He want to fuck Nicki Minaj. He wants, but his ideal wife is a woman who could be the best version of themselves for him.
Yeah.
Yes. The next one. He said, be supportive and respectful. I think that's pretty simply put, but how do you perceive of this when he says supportive and respectful? What does a man look for a woman? He says supportive and respectful. What do you think he meant by that?
Well, I feel like I touched on that support topic a lot of times, like somebody who is in support of your dreams and your goals and who helps you achieve that, who inspires you to achieve that and go harder in life. Respectful, I feel like that word keep coming up because women, especially black women, I don't know who gave you the answer if they black, but I feel like they are. We got a stereotype of having attitudes and stuff, especially in like the hip hop culture. So I feel like that's why the respect word keep coming up because they, like you said, all that he ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? This and the third, what somebody said
Somebody
something.
said, somebody said, somebody, oh, hold on. I got to rep my own people. Shout out Lean, the best barber on fucking planet Earth. Nobody can fuck up a blade like he do. But he said somebody made them their ideal wife, though Offset just gave her a big ass ring. Somebody made them their ideal wife, though Offset just gave her a big ass ring. Elaborate on that. What do you mean by that?
Me? I
Yes.
barely
He
I
said
barely can understand what he even
he
saying.
said somebody made them their ideal wife, though Offset just gave her a big ass ring.
What do you mean made him his ideal wife? Like he shaped her into be what he wanted? Is that what he trying to say?
That's exactly what he meant by that.
I don't agree with that, and
What
maybe
he
in a
say?
sense, maybe I don't know if I could just say he shaped her. Like for one, I don't know them like that to say that, and for two, obviously he was attracted to her for a reason. So I wouldn't say like he shaped her. It wasn't like she was asking to be with him and he like had to mold her to fit. Obviously, she already had characteristics that he liked. And then if we're gonna speak on their relationship, which we don't know too much about, she was gonna divorce him. So obviously he was in a hot seat and he had to be made into a fucking husband. So we could say it either way it goes. So I'm not about to say like he made her into a wife.
He
Like
said he said they like Nicki's and the Cardi B's.
they like Nicki's and well, what I would say is they are in the same realm. They in the same tax bracket. They in the same environment.
Right.
Like
Okay.
so, of course they dating within their social circle.
Gotcha.
Everybody not you not finna walk around and see Nicki's and Cardi's on fucking Old National, and that's like the South Side of Atlanta for people who don't know. We know what I'm saying versus walking down Rodeo Drive. So it's
Right.
what's in your environment, what's in your tax bracket, what social circle you traveling in. Because some guys do like girls with the fake bodies because that's what they
Right.
like. And some
Right.
guys don't because that's not what they see on a regular basis. But some guys only do see that on a regular basis. So, I mean, everybody got their preference.
So I guess
I'm going to say,
that do make more sense, I guess,
and
towards
then
what he
most
was
guys might
saying.
have a fantasy of a Nicki and Cardi B, like you said, because they want to
Hmm.
smash or whatever. But most niggas can't even pull a Nicki or a Cardi B. Half the bitches that they repost and be having hard eyes from wouldn't even look their way. So, I mean, if we just keeping it all real.
Right.
And
He
same
said
for some females.
right. He said yeah, because he said they like the Nicki's and the Cardi B's. I ain't say that he shaped her. So yeah, but yeah, so that makes sense. Like I guess as far as the correcting
He
how we
said you
were.
said he shaped her. I was still confused as to what you meant.
I did say that. So he did correct me there. So but now we understand where he's coming from. But when we talk about respect, what do we mean by that? Respect. I did a podcast called "Forget Love." Respect comes first.
I guess a man don't want to be made feel inferior, and women nowadays, I guess we have more of a tendency to make a nigga feel like he ain't shit. especially with us being so, especially with women becoming more alpha females, more dominant, more bossy. You know what I'm saying? More bossed up, more like 7-figure business owning women versus just like your stay at home, yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Yes, wife or whatever. So it's nothing wrong with being an alpha female, but you still can make your man feel like Beyonce said in that song "Upgrade You" long time ago. She said, "I could do my part and still let you play the." She said, "Let me do my part and let you play the lead role," like something like that. Like let you play the lead
Right,
role, but I'm still doing me. So I feel like a man wanted to still be made felt like an alpha
right.
male, and that's where the respect come in. If he felt inferior, if you don't feel appreciated, then you feel like there's lack of respect. And if you don't respect
Right.
them, you shouldn't be with them,
A
and
lot, a
vice
lot,
versa.
a lot of people, a lot of women can't even give a man respect
Some
because
niggas don't deserve respect though.
okay,
Some people want stuff they don't even work for or earn. So I mean,
but hold up. You got the men that's doing what they're supposed to do, and then you say, "Oh, he's boring," or "That's still not enough," and you still disrespect him. And then the perfect example, like what he said, is like this: Busta Rhymes, because I gotta get away, but and I want every time you know I gotta win every day. Motor mouth. That's all they do is run their goddamn mouth.
he said
And
a woman can't lead a relationship. I didn't ever say that. I never said that. I said Beyonce said still play my part and let you take the lead role. And then she said I can do what Martin did for the people, ran by the men, but the women keep the tempo. Like every king got a solid queen
I'm gonna use
behind them.
I'm gonna use a perfect example for what he's saying, right? You know how a woman screams a lot of men. They say men physically abuse her,
Hmm.
right?
A lot of women scream that. Wait,
No,
what?
no, no. Women scream abuse,
I ain't
right?
about to say nobody screaming nothing because I don't even know what you mean by that because I've been in
I'm gonna get no, no,
abusive
no. I'm
relationship.
gonna give an example, right? When a woman says a man when they say a man abuses her, right? Just
Hmm.
saying, who abuses who more, him physically or her verbally?
It could go both ways though. And I'm not gonna say just because a man is if a man is physically abusive, then he's verbally abusive. He gonna be all them categories. If a woman, all she really got is a mouth, and that can be verbal abuse. But we all got a decision if we're gonna sit in that shit or not. But physical abuse and verbal abuse is not the same. It ain't on the same playing field. So I don't even know what you want me to say to that.
A lot of women. Well, okay. Well, here's another thing that comes out of a woman's mouth: the lie of abuse. Like for example, say that a man put her hands on her, run to the cops, and all it takes is for a female to say that she did something, that the man did something to her, and now the charges are getting pressed for him against him for something that he didn't do because it's something that they had a disagreement upon. That's an
That's
observable reality, though. I'm just
That's
saying let's
one
not say for
type of
everybody,
situation. I'm about to say you can't
right?
talk about one
Yeah,
topic,
yeah, no, no.
and
We're
that's
just
such
giving
a touchy
examples.
topic. That's too much of a touchy topic. Talking about domestic violence and stuff. I literally have been in a domestic violence abuse, so I ain't really hear what you on this conversation.
No,
I don't really know what you're even trying to
no, 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 no. I'm just giving an example when we talk about respect. Okay, he said, and I'm going to scroll back to his comment. He said, "Respect is major. It's their mouth rather than their independence."
And they're okay. And that's a general. That's like stereotyping that everybody got a mouth. Every black woman got a mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like some men just simply can't even take being disagreed with, and you feel like somebody trying to be combative with you just because they're not agreeing with you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that narcissistic shit. You can't have an adult conversation or a debate, or you can't be wrong in any type of situation without it feeling like a form of disrespect. Everything not disrespect just because
I,
somebody got something to say back to what you got to say.
uh,
I'm not your kid to sit here and have to listen to you.
right now, let's take you out of the realm of you. We're not saying let's not say that you're like that, right? But I could definitely attest for a perfect example. I could never, and I'm talking about one of my exes. I could never get a word out edgewise. I was a hard working man. I used to always hear stories saying that I had sex with this person, that person, that person. We was both working at the same job, both coming home together. And this one wasn't even the older one. This is somebody that we was around the same age, like only two
Hmm.
years apart. And I, every time she would try to um, accuse me, she wouldn't even ask me. She would point me the finger like I did it, like you did it, and stuff like that. And I couldn't even explain myself because I could never get out a word edgewise. I could never
Yeah.
get out a word edgewise.
Yeah, no, that's
She didn't
fucked
even want to
up.
hear it. Right.
That's
That's
fucked
what I'm
up and
saying.
that's toxic, and that's an inner issue within that individual. Like, you don't know how to listen, you're hella combative. You know what I'm saying? You got trust issues. Like, that's the inner issue within that person. So I mean, I feel bad that you stayed in that, or that you was in that, or that you
Right.
even had to deal with that.
It's
Because it is some women who is hella hard to deal with and who do have these combative, overly combative ways, and that shit is learned from,
that's all
you
I'm
know what
trying.
I'm saying?
That's all I'm trying to say. Can you agree that there are women out there that do this stuff? These are the things that men are
Yeah,
complaining about.
and we got our stuff to complain about too. But I can't play devil's advocate and say, yo, some women are falling in certain stereotypes, and just like some men are falling in certain stereotypes. And really, this stereotype sound like it's catered to black people, because white women don't not getting accused of having a mouth and an attitude. Latino women are being accused of having a mouth and an attitude. And black women got a fucking right to have a mouth and an attitude. Y'all about to stop trying to comfort us. Where's the protection? This is what I'm talking about. Y'all got something. Y'all always gonna nitpick some shit. Like,
But hold on. Let me discovery check that one right there. Okay. Can you agree? Can you at least agree based on observable reality from what me and you can both clearly understand that everybody is saying that this only does happen within the black community. You just said it yourself. Can you at least
yeah, black
not
women
saying
are
you?
always accused
Right.
of having an attitude and stuff like that, and that just go out with hearing people out sometimes. And like you said, sometimes you see and hear somebody out, like, okay, so what's wrong? What's the root problem? Some of it does stem from your childhood or how you was raised or whatever like that. But also, I feel like whenever a black woman disagree, whether she say it in the office environment in the most professional way, whether it's out of emotion in a relationship, it's always, you got an attitude. We ain't being heard. You know what I'm saying? I even had that stupid ass problem in my last relationship, and I used to be very like argumentative, and I'm conscious. So like, I knew I had that problem, and I knew I grew out of that problem because I knew I had it. You know what I'm saying?
And you see
So
what you
I'm
just
sitting in
did?
it.
You see
What?
what you just did?
What did I just do?
You just did another thing that you just did. You just did well. What you did was a good thing, but what you did was one thing that men complain about. Women don't take accountability for
Well,
their
that's what I'm
actions.
saying. I do take accountability, and you know what I'm saying. So once I said, like I was trying to say, like once I learned, I was like I had an attitude, or once I learned like basically how to talk better in a relationship and how to have better communication. When this person had a problem with me expressing myself and trying to call it attitude is that there, I consciously knew I wasn't being combative. You just don't want to hear me out, and you want to put me in that stereotype of I'm being a bitter black woman, or I'm mad, this, that, and third, and that's bullshit. And that's the problem that I have with society. That, and it's like, just like you being a black man, just because you got a hoodie on, that mean you all of a sudden a thug. Like, just because I'm disagreeing, that mean I got an attitude, or that mean I'm trying to be some angry, bitter black woman, or like that shit not fair, and I don't even want to hear that shit. Because that's one thing us black women ain't got for. It's time for that shit. That trying to make us feel like we not, like our thought, like our feelings are inferior, or like we mad for nothing and we just mad at the world.
I got one for that one.
Exactly. I don't got time for that.
Yeah, man. But for the inspirational woman out there, just that's looking for a hard working man like me. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. And you know what? For all of you that are out there, I got one message for you.
You fucking ass too. You beautiful
Wow.
motherfucker. You my lady, yeah. Bitch, you my lady, yeah.
I love our sound effects.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna finish that one. Hold on.
LOL.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you having you on here. Love you to death. I'm gonna hit you up when the show is done.
All right, then.
Over and out. All right, y'all. Appreciate you. That was a good series. And we will be live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I don't know if it's going to 8 p.m. or we'll do a little later, but we're going to be live again tomorrow night, and we're taking calls from everybody. Peace. We are out of here.
And I ain't trying to pressure you, just thinking about you. Just know that I ain't going nowhere. I'ma hold your chair, don't go nowhere.